And so we took wellness and we made that the new standard of beauty. Right. Because once you're healthy inside here, it shows outwardly. And then what we do here is I show you how to take your inner beauty and enhance your outer beauty. You know? So I'm telling you, that's what we do.
Welcome to Beauty Superstars Talk. This is Miki, Wright, and this is your backstage pass to experts in beauty. We're here today live in person with someone, which is absolutely amazing. So I was like, I will introduce her in just a second, but I just want to give everybody a little bit of background in case you don't know. It's like our show actually started after the tragic murder of George Floyd last year. When all of the racial tensions erupted into the world and it quickly spilled into the beauty industry. And so I was privileged to be on a couple of calls with several, quite a few Black artists who were, doing great things in the industry. And we had kind of a meet and greet and, just people sharing about their experiences with racism and that type of thing. A lot of it was pretty heart-wrenching, but I came away just feeling super inspired by everyone's stories and the things that they were doing in the industry. So I really am grateful for the opportunity to meet with Black beauty bosses each and every single week, where I get to hear their stories. We get to share, they get to share and drop nuggets for us to all become better beauty pros and better beauty entrepreneurs as well. And so we are so privileged here to be here in Raleigh, North Carolina at the Bliss Face and Body studio with Emelia MeMe Cowans Taylor, and we'll call her Mimi for the rest of the time. But I want to say thank you for welcoming us into your space.
Thank you for inviting me to be a part of this platform. And I'm truly honored, so thank you. I look forward to it.
Yeah, it's like I'm so excited to, just even have an in-person interview because this is the first. We've been, we started during COVID and everything has been virtual, and so this is a great opportunity. So we're actually at the Bliss Face and Body studio right now.
Yeah.
And so tell us a little bit about you. It's like I usually read the bio, but it's like we're in person, so it's a little awkward. So just tell us a little bit about you and your background, and it's like, drop a few things in and we'll get started.
Absolutely. Well, gosh, I don't even really know where to start, but I guess the beginning is always the best spot. I have a background in news. I was a producer for 12 years all over the country. I'm originally from Gary, Indiana, home of Michael Jackson, right? So I'm a Midwest girl. And I worked in Chicago and Lincoln, Nebraska. I worked in Louisville, Kentucky, Indianapolis, and then I rounded out my career here in Raleigh as a producer. And throughout my entire career, I was always a makeup artist. I've been a makeup artist for over 23 years.
Oh, wow.
So close to 25 years. So, as they say, everybody has a side hustle. Makeup was my side hustle for years. And so even after I transitioned out of the news industry and started working in public relations, I was a media spokeswoman for the Museum of Natural Sciences in downtown Raleigh for another 12 years. And then transitioned from there to work for Blueprint, North Carolina as a communication strategist. So I kind of flipped that PR coin and started doing more strategy, more coaching, more training, more messaging and media preparedness for people and consulting. And in my role as a messenger for the movement, if you will, the majority of the nonprofits that I consult are progressive leaning, and it has just really been an exciting world to just kind of work in communications, whether it be internal or external, because when you are someone that has kind of mastered, the English language, it helps you talk about anything, right? And so undergirding all of that professional career of mine was my passion. And I have dual passions. I'm an actress and I'm a radio and TV personality, but my biggest passion has always been makeup artistry and skincare. I was a makeup artist for MAC Cosmetics on and off for 17 years. I was a freelance artist here, and I moved here to North Carolina in 2002. So I've been here for 20 years as well. And so I always knew that deep down inside of me was spa ownership. I didn't know how it was going to happen because I had this budding career doing what I love and what I was good at, but I always knew that I wanted to kind of do something in the industry beyond makeup. So after going back to school and getting my master's in strategic communications from American University, I sought out an aesthetics program, but I sought out a program that worked with a busy working professional's life. Found Elevate Salon Institute in Durham, enrolled, because I said I can go there after work.
Okay.
You know, 5 days a week, and did that. While I was in school, I learned about body contouring. I learned about ancient forms of holistic wellness practices like yoni steaming, and I learned about ancient forms of hair removal called sugaring.
Okay.
And so I knew that Bliss, before it even had a name, I knew that what it was going to be something different, right? And actually, Bliss Beauty Bar was birthed about 5 years ago. Okay. And I kind of liken it to like Coca-Cola. You know, you got Coke, and then you got Coke Zero, you got Diet Coke. So I wanted to have this brand, this umbrella, and then beneath that, I needed a signature product to launch me, which was my eyelash line, Bliss Lashes. So that kind of came out online. I existed virtually for many years. So by the time I shifted my brand to Bliss Face and Body Studio to encompass all the things that I had learned while I was in school, the stage was set, if you will, for people who were waiting on this to happen, right?
Right.
So my lash line was wildly successful. I was the only, and I think to this date, I still am the only person to have an eyelash line, a custom mink and silk eyelash line with 8 styles. At the time when I launched, it was 12.
Okay.
So I've downsized. But Bliss changed focus, changed gears because of the things that I learned about the beauty industry. As you say, you know, there are lots of beauty pros out there. There are lots of women, Black women in particular, who understood early on that standards of beauty were predominantly white and have been for years. People always ask me, what is it that made me love makeup artistry? And what made me love makeup artistry was the fact that when I was a child, growing up in Gary, Indiana, predominantly Black city, I was fortunate to have Black lawyers, Black doctors, Black teachers. I had that as my upbringing, which is not the story of many. And so when my mother would subscribe to like Ebony, Jet, and Essence magazines, and I would see these magazines come to the house, I fell in love at an early age with a Black woman's palette. I just fell in love with our faces and our complexions and our bone structure and just the undertones in our faces. And I just fell in love with makeup. And so for me, it was this progression, right, into all things beauty. But I also knew, growing up with 2 parents who were teachers in the Gary public school system for over 70 years combined, me not going to school was not an option. So I went into this career path, but this was always a part of me. And so when it came time for me to create Bliss, I knew that it needed to encompass Black and brown women as a target audience.
Right.
Because so many of us did not grow up learning about skincare, the importance of, you know, using products that are specially designed for the face, on the face. I'm telling you, as a makeup artist, I've heard some stories about what we wash our face with, ladies.
Right.
We'll talk about that a little later. But it has just always been something that has been a part of me. You know, my mother sold Avon when she wasn't a teacher. My daddy shaved with Noxzema. So like skincare in some form or fashion or some regimen of skincare was always a part of me. And so when Bliss was birthed in virtual space with my lash line, I knew that it needed to be more. What the more was evolved over time. So as I did my research, I mean, this truly is 5 years in the making. As I did my research, I knew, okay, I've always had this ability to kind of look at the landscape of what's missing
Right.
and go, okay, because people say, Mimi, you need to just start your own makeup line. What is my foundation gonna do in the current ecosystem with MAC, Bobbi Brown, I love them. They're great foundations. NARS, Smashbox. I mean, Too Faced, El Maquillage. I mean, what's my foundation gonna do? Nothing. But I knew that from all the years that I've been doing makeup, and when you are a pro makeup artist, you learn how to do all ethnicities. Right. Okay, you learn how to do all eye shapes. Asian women don't have creases, which means you have to create a crease if you want their eyes to look bigger. You know, if a woman is Caucasian and she's blonde and she wants her eyes to look green, then I know what colors I need to look to place on those eyes to give, you know, if she's got a fleck of hazel, to bring the green out. So those are things that when you study your craft, and it's not something you just learned on YouTube.
We won't go there.
We won't go there, you know, and you know, because the craft is important to me. I can't stand when people demonize it or you know, don't take it seriously. But when you know how to do color correction and you need to cover a tattoo, you need to look at people's undertones in order to do that. Or they've got super dark circles because, you know, this is nothing but dried, you know, this is blood under here, okay? And so based on your skin tone, you know, this can come through looking purple or blue or whatever. You need to know how to color correct that. And so as I began to, you know, evolve, I knew that it needed to be more than just a makeup studio. It needed to be more. And so as I learned more about body contouring and sugaring and everything else, I said, okay, why can't it just be a big old Candyland under one roof? Nothing like this exists where you can come here and get so many things done. So Bliss Face and Body Studio is not only an aesthetic spa, it's a makeup lounge. It is a Yoni steam. We have Yoni steaming, and we do body contouring. So it just kind of evolved into this.
Yeah.
Into this thing, and it really has answered the call during the pandemic, because self-care was one of those things that people really found out the hard way that during this pandemic time that they really couldn't afford to let go of. Even if people were at home trying to wax themselves or do their own hair, folk was messing themselves up and struggled. The struggle was real. Right. So when the standards began to, you know, get a little bit more relaxed and people could come out, when I opened in October of 2020, I was really shocked at the response. And to date, we're now in our 1-year anniversary month. October 31st is our anniversary, and you know, we have over 600 clients.
Wow.
And over 60% of them are return clients. So I'm gonna stop talking, but that's a little bit about my story. That's how I kind of came to this space of makeup artistry and spa ownership, and I just, the rest is history, and the rest will be more history.
Right, it's in the process.
Yes.
Yeah, it's really exciting to hear, you know, all the, you know, that led you here, because this, our topic this month is about, it's more than hair. And so you cover a gamut of the things that are more than hair that have to do with the beauty industry. So the makeup, the skincare, the Yoni steam, the, you know, the body contouring, all of those kind of things. And even when we think, you know, aesthetics and skincare, we don't necessarily think that it encompasses all of those things.
Oh yeah. It's like a whole, listen, I always like to say makeup is just as much of an accessory as your outfit, as your pearls, as your earrings. You can't go out there fly and then your face just be looking, I mean, it's an accessory.
Right.
Okay, well, I'll re-answer that and we'll add that into the blooper. But you know I ain't lying, okay? Okay, so you're absolutely right, right? You're absolutely right. You know, a lot of people think that it's just about the hair.
Right.
But makeup, and I love to say this, makeup is just as much an accessory as your outfit. You have to have a complete and total picture.
Right.
I mean, you only get one time to make a first impression. And if you have on a $500 suit and $350 shoes and a $650 handbag and your face is looking like you rolled out the bed and literally just put some Vaseline on your lips, it's an incomplete look, okay?
Yeah.
So makeup is important. It
Absolutely.
really is. And there are different types of makeup. And so when you are a good makeup artist, you know how to do age appropriate makeup. Everybody don't need a cut crease. Everybody don't need a beat for everybody don't need this overly done shimmer. You know, what people fail to realize is that women of a particular age don't need a whole lot of shimmer on their eyelids, because if their eyelids are already crepey, then what that's going to do is make them look even more textured.
Right.
See, we don't say words like wrinkles,
Okay.
in the beauty industry. We say fine lines, okay?
There we go.
And so those are things that when you are a good makeup artist, you know how to approach each client differently. If someone's going to the prom, they don't need to look 25 years old, all right? So makeup is so important. And you know, we touched on something earlier about beauty pros, right? What I dig, and you've probably noticed this, what I really dig about what we're seeing now in social media, did you know that the top 20 beauty contributors right now, especially in the area of wellness and holistic health, are Black women? The top 20 influencers are Black women. And I attribute it to this. I think that because, like I told you, Ebony, Jet, and Essence were like my swan song. Like when I saw those come to the house, I knew we were doing something, okay? Because we were special, because we was on the cover.
Yep.
When you don't see us on the cover of Vogue, Cosmopolitan, and all of these other magazines, you begin to forget that you are just as beautiful as the standard of beauty that has been crammed down your throat. So what I love is that Black women took that standard of beauty that has been co-opted, okay? Because we know where the standard of beauty originated, okay? Africa. And so because they saw that, they said, you know what? We're going to take a different approach. We're going to flip it on its head, and we're going to approach wellness. And we're going to love ourselves from the inside out.
Right.
Because if you were to Google wellness right now, you probably see a whole bunch of white women doing yoga. That is not wellness in its entirety.
Right.
Right? And so sisters are really, they're getting active, they're doing more working out, we are embracing yoga, we're doing Pilates, we're getting out there and taking care of our bodies. There are a lot more people who have gone vegan than I've ever known in my life. That is not my ministry. Veganism is not for me, but I don't knock it, because I've seen what it has done for people's skin, for their health, for their bodies, you know? And so we took wellness and we made that the new standard of beauty. Because once you're healthy inside here, it shows outwardly. And then what we do here is I show you how to take your inner beauty and enhance your outer beauty. You know? So I'm telling you, that's what we do.
That's what, you know, people come to us for.
That's
because it's like they look in the mirror and they have this whole new experience of themselves.
That's right. And every ethnicity comes to us.
Yeah. Yeah.
I have just as many white clients, Asian clients, Indian clients as I do African American clients, because they know that because of my background and what I learned from working at MAC, I know how to do a multiracial clientele. And that is also important as a makeup artist, you know. And I know that there are a lot of Black women who are afraid, like, I don't know if I should go to a white woman. If that white woman understands color theory and they know what they're doing, go to her. She can rock it too. But there's something we're going to understand a little bit more about us. Just like, you know, all of my doctors are African American. You know, I particularly feel that a Black dermatologist is going to have a different lens as it relates to our skin. And so, yeah, you can make that argument that a Black makeup artist is going to be able to approach your palette differently. Yes, but there are some awesome makeup artists of every ethnicity out there.
Right. Yeah, and I want to switch gears. It's like I think you just made some phenomenal points as far as, you know, the artistry of it, the understanding of it on a level of, you know, approaching skin textures, approaching age, approaching all of these different things. I think is really critical. And like you say, being able to color balance and create the palette that you're looking for. But I want to switch gears because I want to get into you opening during the pandemic, because that was Yes.
Oh my gosh. building, where we're located, is 4500 Falls of Neuse Road in Raleigh, Suite 105. And this suite was a GNC for
okay.
I don't know, however many years, but it sat empty.
The vitamin store.
The vitamin store.
Right.
And it sat empty for 2 years. So when I walked in here, it was void. It was nothing in here. So all of the rooms that you see.
And we're going to take a tour.
Yes, we'll take a tour. All the rooms you see, I hired an architect. The city of Raleigh had to permit this project. I had to get a GC. My husband was my GC. And, it was important for me to make sure that this project was 85 to 90% Black and brown contractors, and so I accomplished that goal. My architect was white, but everyone else was Black or brown that did the artistry and the construction.
Nice.
And the work and the plumbing and all of those things that, oh my gosh, when you do listen, I am now an expert in passing inspections and hiring contractors and the first inspection and then the second inspection and then the final inspection. Yo, let me tell you something. This was something. And I learned a lot.
Yeah.
And I'm thankful because, it's been a year, but I've already had inquiries for people that want to franchise Bliss in Memphis and in Louisville.
Oh, wow. That's
so
lovely.
when you have a blueprint that people can follow, it makes it easier because you know what you need. This is 1372 square feet. I know what to do with what size room and space, how big each room needs to be. Each of my treatment rooms are 10 by 10, so I know all of that. And so it was something to behold, and doing it during COVID was very challenging because the city of Raleigh was moving at a snail's pace. Inspectors were so we do continuing education with our licensing. Apparently contractors do some sort of continuing education too, but because of COVID they weren't able to. So they didn't know what was code last year wasn't code this year until they get out here and they do something a certain way, and then it fails inspection, and then they got to go back and redo it again. So I was like, Jesus. And so it was slow. They were moving at a snail's pace. Materials were at a deficit. Supplies. Then because contractors were really deemed essential workers, because I guess everybody else was at home breaking stuff. Right. Folk was remodeling stuff. Girl, I remodeled my bathroom at the house, child. We was doing all kind of stuff. So contractors were stretched thin. It was hard. And I'm so thankful for my landlord here because in this plaza, there are a lot of other stores, and there were a lot of stores that were existing stores. Well, they took precedence over me. I wasn't even a thing yet. Right. So I kind of fell through the cracks for several months, which was good because it gave me a chance to find some additional funding that had, Black entrepreneurs, and I don't have to tell you this, we don't always have access to seed funding. Right. So a lot of our projects are funded. They're self-funded. So you sitting in my 401k. This is my retirement plan. And so because everything was shifting toward COVID relief, small business loans, PPP. I had to remember the acronyms, child.
Yeah, there's a lot of them.
They were like SBA loans were like, sis, we on hold right now.
Right, everything was switched.
So I was like, oh my gosh, I need another, $25,000. Where am I gonna get it? And I mean, I was stressed. When I tell you, I did a lot of praying, and it all came together. I signed my lease here in March 2020. Well, we know what happened in March 2020. The world flipped upside down.
Absolutely.
Everything shut down. We were supposed to open in May 2020. We opened on October the 31st. So, like I said, I had gracious gracious property managers that really worked with me, that really assisted in helping to move the deadline, and we're here.
Grace.
Yeah. Grace and mercy and favor. I mean, seriously, I don't know who you serve, but I know I serve a mighty God, because it don't even make no sense. And like I said, over 600 people have walked through that door.
Nice. That's
many
beautiful.
of them more than once, which makes
Right.
them a return client, but many of them more than 7 times,
Right.
more than 10 times, because we make sure you stay on your schedule when it comes to your Brazilian waxes.
Right.
We make and they schedule right before they leave. I had a young lady one time, I lied to you not. She got out to her car, Miki. Said, She came back in here. Said, Mimi, I forgot to book my appointment.
Right.
Because they know that they get a deep discount. Like your initial service, your initial Brazilian is one price.
Mm-hmm.
Because, honey, we walking into this together. We're walking into an adventure together. Okay. I don't know what I'm walking into. You don't know what you're walking into. It's togetherness. But that initial fee is one thing. But if you stay on schedule,
right,
which is 5 weeks or less, or 6 weeks or less. Once it hits 6 weeks, it's an initial again.
Okay.
6 weeks or less, you get an almost $20 discount. So, they stay on schedule.
Okay.
And so, so I'm really excited. I have a great relationship with many of my clients.
Right.
One of the things that I wanted to do was create an experience.
Mm-hmm.
You know, I have a standard of excellence, and anything that I put my mind to, we are a 5-star spa.
Yes.
On Google. Our analytics are through the roof. People are finding us on Google from just simply searching words like sugaring or intimate
Mm-hmm.
bleaching or whatever. And they're like, oh my gosh, you do that? And I had a woman walk in and say, your analytics must be amazing, because I found you from simply Googling this
Right.
word. And I just had to come see for myself. And I was like, okay, sis, come on in. Booked an appointment, and she's been back several times. So it has been amazing. I've got an amazing team, and again, everyone that works here is licensed and certified.
Mm-hmm.
And as a perk for working here, I train you the Bliss way,
right,
on how, so that everyone, no matter if you get me or someone else, you're going to get the same service.
Right.
Okay, with the same protocol. The facials are going to be, the SOPs are one way, the protocols for everything we do. And when you create that blueprint, it makes it duplicatable. Yes. So that when it's time to franchise, because I'm going to speak a thing, then we're ready to go. I did market research for this area. Mm-hmm. So a friend of mine was like, Mimi, you need to go check out this suite next to Steinmart. Steinmart ain't here no more. We getting another anchor store. Praise the Lord. I don't know who it is, but please come in the name of Jesus, whoever you are, anchor store. But anyway,
okay.
She said, there is this suite next to Steinmart. You gotta go check it out. Now, being from the Midwest and driving back and forth to Chicago, I know how traffic can be a bear when you're dealing with the Dan Ryan Expressway. And I mean, look, 8094, the toll road. I grew up dealing with traffic issues, and it became something to where it's just a part of your DNA. You just deal with it. Here in North Carolina, folks don't like not having parking.
Right.
That is an issue. So when I tell you parking, adequate parking was the number one thing for me, aside from location. Well, you came here today. Did you have a problem finding a parking spot? No problem.
My kind of place, because I'm that drive up and pull in and go.
I wanted it to be in North Raleigh.
Mm-hmm.
And where we're located, I mean, I did my market research around median incomes. I wanted to know in a 1 mile radius what the median income was, and in a 5 mile radius what the median income was. Because if I know that I can go get my spa services within a 1 to 5 mile radius, that's where I'm going, especially if they're good at what they do.
Tell us about the services that you guys offer here at the spa.
So as I mentioned before, it was really important for me to kind of be like a candy land under one roof. And so we have these flyers in our lobby that kind of give you a nice bulleted list of the things that we offer here. So, we do facials, of course, because we're an aesthetic spa. no peel chemical peels, which really just means that there are no downtime peels, so you don't have that sloughing off of skin that's very noticeable that a lot of people have with the TCA peels. We do sugaring and waxing as a form of hair removal. We do lash and brow tinting. We also do henna brows. We do an array of body contouring, from vacuum therapy, butt lifting, radio frequency skin tightening, ultrasonic cavitation, which helps to melt the fat, which is typically a non-invasive way to kind of get rid of that layer of fat that is very diet and exercise resistant.
Okay.
So once you've kind of reached your point of where you're going to get with as many crunches as you do a day, you come see me, and we will kind of melt that little layer of fat off of your abs so that your abs can show through better.
Okay, now what's better than that? Okay.
I know, right? And then you don't have to go underneath the knife, right?
Okay.
You know, and then we also do infrared sauna body wraps.
Okay.
Body wraps are so amazing. I mean, in 45 minutes, you can lose as few as 3 inches or as much as 8 inches in one 45-minute session. And all of these treatments, what they do is they activate the lymphatic system. So instead of like a cryotherapy, which is like cool sculpting, which actually takes a little bit longer to see your results, ultrasonic cavitation or radio frequency waves, they burst beneath sound waves. The fat bursts. So like when I'm doing ultrasonic cavitation on a person, they can kind of hear this like ringing in their ears. I don't hear, but they do. And that's the sound of fat bursting beneath the radio frequency waves. Because fat, it can't compete with radio frequency waves. It's going to pop. So yeah, and that, you know, all of our services are sold in packages because you're not going to see it in a one-off. So we do recommend packages of 6 to 9 to even 12. We do offer some packages of 3, but again, you're going to see your maximum results when it comes to about 6 to 9 in your packages. We also do something called Miso Lipo, which is performed with a hyaluronic pen. Again, it's needleless. We're not a med spa. We don't do invasive procedures. They're non-invasive. Some of the other services that we offer, we do, of course, lashes. I have my own custom mink and silk eyelash line, so you can get strips here as well as individuals. Classic, hybrid, volume sets. We do refills on those. And of course, Yoni steaming, which is an ancient practice that is more than just cleansing for the yoni, but it's a mind, body, and spirit experience. It's a total body experience. And I just love it. I mean, and the thing is, because I spent a lot of time learning about herbs and their healing powers and their properties, I was able to create a menu of yoni steam so that when women come in, based on what it is that they're dealing with, because I'm a woman, I kind of know whether we need a little self-love that day, maybe our moods need to be enhanced, or from a sexual standpoint, we need to kind of amp it up a little bit. You know, our most popular steam is the Steamy Nights, which improves sexual health. We have 3 basic steams and 3 customized steams, and then I can create something for you based on what you're going through. Let's say you're not sleeping well, you've got some insomnia, you've got diabetes. I can direct steams for you, and you can safely steam once a week, minus the week that you're on your cycle. So I sell them in bundles of 3. And because October is Customer Appreciation Month, because this is the month that we were created, we've got some amazing specials and deals, and we're offering our Yoni steam bundles that are normally $150. Because when you buy them in bundle, all the steams are $50. The basics are $59, the customs are $79, but when you buy 3, you get them for $50 each. So instead of $150 for the bundles, they're $75, so you get 50% off those bundles. And so Yoni steaming is as I mentioned, it is detoxifying. It helps folks who are dealing with sexual trauma. And it's very cleansing spiritually as well as physically. So I love Yoni steaming. If you're going having a hard day, come get yourself a Yoni steam. You want to celebrate something, come get yourself a Yoni steam. And then we just brought on a massage therapist, and I'm so excited! Oh my gosh, Jonathan Edwards. We've merged our brands, Royal Hands at Bliss. He is an amazing massage therapist who specializes in Swedish deep tissue sports massage, prenatal, and post-op. Oh my gosh, during COVID, everybody and their mama got elective surgery. I think because so many folks were at home and they had an opportunity to sit at home and heal. So you're seeing a rise in more tummy tucks and liposuction and BBLs. You know, of course, we do non-invasive butt lifts here at Bliss, but for those who decided to go and enhance their appearance surgically, you have to get 12 post-op lymphatic drainage massages, period. And so Jonathan is amazing. Of course, as a stipulation of his employment, he had to massage the owner, and I can vouch for this. Yo, my whole life was transformed on that table. So he's awesome. So you can simply go to our website, which is www.blissfaceandbody.com. Bliss Face and Body is our platform on all social media, so on Instagram and on Facebook. So just look us up at Bliss Face and Body. You can go to our website at blissfaceandbody.com, or you can give us a call here at 919-526-0831.
Awesome.
Yeah.
And you are going to take us on a tour.
Yes.
And so we're going to get to see the place. And also, before we, start to do that part, I just wanted to touch bases with you because we were having just kind of a little sidebar conversation.
Right.
I offer a course. It's called the Luxury Hairstylist Blueprint.
I love that name.
Thank you. And it actually takes people, to be able to raise their prices and elevate their client experience in 6 weeks. And so it's a fabulous program. The results have been phenomenal, but I started it because it's like we don't necessarily get training on pricing. A lot of times we're scared to raise our prices. We're scared to tell our clients. And what would you say to that person who's sitting here watching like, no, it's time to raise my prices, but...
You could actually rename that Luxury Hairstylist Blueprint. It could be Luxury Beauty Pro Blueprint, because people are afraid in this aesthetics industry to do the same. I'm gonna just say this. Look now, and some of this goes back to me being a makeup artist and a makeup artist with as much experience that I have. Run if you see a makeup artist offering $50 faces. Run the other way. You get what you pay for. Okay. You have to know your worth. You have to know your value. You need to do a landscape analysis, a cost analysis of what others are charging in this area, and that needs to be cross-sectional and multiracial. Okay. So you need to look at what salons in higher end areas and higher end area codes are charging for the same services that you are undercutting the industry with. When you find out what other people are charging, it helps you to know what to charge. Otherwise, you're cheapening, the landscape. You're cheapening your brand and you're cheapening yourself. Sometimes not charging enough makes people look at you.
A lot of times.
Makes people look at you like, she must not know what she's doing if that's all she's charging. Trust and believe, everybody's not worthy of just this whole discount thinking. Because you got mouth to feed, you got rent to pay, you got a mortgage, you got car notes. You need to charge appropriately, okay? Our packages here, like the biggest moneymaker, since we offer so many different things, if I'm honest, our biggest moneymaker here at Bliss is the body contouring, because that's where your packages come in, right? Everything that we offer here, you've got some services, true, that are $18, okay? But you've got some services that span from $18 all the way up to $1,800, all right? Because body contouring is not a one-off. It is a package. And so in order to see your results, you need 6, you need 9, you need 12. And that can range. And so I offer a lot of incentives. We also do no credit check financing here. So you don't want money to be the barrier or the obstacle for people to not get what they need. No credit check financing is just that. You go online, you apply, and they look at what's in your bank account. They also look at if you're getting direct deposit. And here's the secret. Apply on the day that you get paid. Okay? That's just a little tip for Mimi, okay? Because you're probably going to get approved for more. And then you don't pay us, you pay, the global check. And then what happens is you can continue to come and get your services. Don't be afraid. And look, all money ain't good money. And sometimes you got to hear a few no's.
Mm-hmm.
You don't be afraid to hear some no's. I had a woman walk in and was like, you charge $20 for eyebrow wax? I'm going to go to the nail salon. Okay, bye, sweetie.
Yeah. It's not a good fit.
It's not a good fit for you, and that's okay. That's
Right.
okay.
And three more people probably walked in behind her.
I wasn't even tripping.
Oh, wow, only $20?
Not at all.
Sit down.
Not at all. So don't be afraid to charge your worth, know your value. You went to school.
Right, right.
You invested in your education. And you were taught everything that you needed to do because these people can't do it themselves. So they're going to pay you for the convenience of it, for the fact that they know that they're going to be in a safe, clean, sanitized, and disinfected environment. All right, as I mentioned earlier, my motto is excellence always. We don't do shoddy work. You're going to get a shaping. Not going to just get hair removal, you're going to get a shaping, all right? And we're going to take our time with that process for you. So don't be afraid to charge your worth, but you got to know your worth. Do some research. If you don't know what to charge, look at the landscape, see what other people are charging, and then price accordingly.
Okay, good tips, great tips.
Well, I mean, is that about what you say to your students too?
Yeah, well, it's like we actually have a process that they go through, and so it's like even after day one, they're like, oh wow, okay, some people are going right out and making changes with their pricing because it is, all of the things that you're talking about, but we hear the things sometimes, but it's like being able to do the things that we hear is a whole nother emotional level, and so that's what we work on, building that confidence.
And we have retail here too.
Right.
Listen, my body butter requires 3 different ports to get those things imported in from the Middle East, from Turkey, and from Iran. And so when you're looking at, ouds and attars and essences from those areas to come and mix, shea butters and, and aloe butters together, I have to price that accordingly, and a lot of times that stuff got hung up at the border.
Right.
And so when people are out of stock, it's because of things like that. So you have to price. You can't charge $10 for something that required that level of not only product,
right,
travel to get the product to the United States, but then the process of making it. All of our, like my soaps are 100% vegan. They are 100% pure and gentle, and our Yoni bars, our cellulite scrubs, our brightening. We have a brightening bar that has activated charcoal and turmeric. All of those ingredients come from someplace.
Right, right.
And so, I really pride myself in the fact that a lot of the things we make here, or I partner with local herbalists who create my soaps. My herbalist that creates my soaps is in Rocky Mount, and my herbalist that creates my Bliss Hot Tummy Cream and my body butter is right down the street on Falls of News, Earth Essentials. So it's important to shop local, support local Black North Carolina business owners, and do the thing. Support each other. There's room out here for all of us to eat. We don't have to compete with one another. We need to uplift each other.
Absolutely. Absolutely. And that's a perfect place for us to end. I just want to say thank you again for bringing us into your space. I want to say thank you to everyone who's watching, because we appreciate you. It's like if you are new, we say welcome. If you are returning, we say thank you so much. Definitely check out Beauty Superstars Talk on your favorite podcast. You can hear it there. And also visit youtube.com/Miki Wright, where you can subscribe to our channel and be able to catch, just like we've got about 70 interviews that we've done with amazing Black beauty bosses this past year.
Plug in her social media pages too.
Okay.
Go ahead.
Sure. You can find Bliss on all social media platforms at Bliss Face and Body. Again, that's Bliss Face and Body. And then our website is blissfaceandbody.com. Don't forget, we turn 1 year old on October the 31st, and we are having a Bliss Bootacular 1 year anniversary and costume party on Saturday, October the 30th. Get your tickets. You do not want to miss it. $25. Get your raffle ticket, food, dessert, wine, And we are raffling off some amazing prizes worth well over $2,000 and a costume contest. Check us out, blissfaceandbody.com.
And even heard there might be a little music, a little dancing.
Oh yeah, we got a DJ in the house. DJ House is our DJ for the night. So you can,
awesome.
That's awesome.
So excellent. So thank you all again. It's like join us at beautysuperstars.com. If you follow us there, it's like we'll let you know when each of these episodes drops with amazing Black beauty bosses. And hearing all of these great nuggets is like we really appreciate everything that you've gone through in this last year, getting open and celebrating your anniversary. And grateful to be able to do this in person. Thank you.
Thank you. You're greeted when you first walk in, okay? And this is our retail area. We have our own custom line of mink and silk eyelashes. We have our own exfoliating scrub, our cellulite coffee scrub, which can be used on every area that you have cellulite. We have our Bliss Hot Tummy Cream, which works wonderfully in conjunction with our Bliss Body Belt waist trainers. Our Strawberry Fast Lipo, which helps to tone, tighten, and reduce the appearance of cellulite. As well as our Bliss Body Butter, which smells absolutely divine, and it is unisex. Fellas, you will love the smell of this as well, okay? We also have our soaps. We have a cellulite coffee scrub. Of course, it works just like the actual scrub and targets cellulite. This is our Yoni Soap, which can definitely be used on intimate areas, as the name suggests. And it is 100% sea moss based and 100% vegan, and it is definitely safe to use and will not cause infections or irritation of any sort in your yoni area. And we have our Bliss Brightening Bar, our skin brightening bar, which has activated charcoal and turmeric in it, which is great for hyperpigmentation and can be used on all areas of the body, including the face. So definitely come check us out here at Bliss, not only for our services, but for our retail as well. This is our Black Business Wall. We love to support Black businesses. If you do not make the cut on the wall, you can always pin your card to the Black Angel Tree, who is all decked out for Halloween, because October is not only the month for Halloween, but it is our Customer Appreciation Month, because here at Bliss, we turn 1 year old on October the 31st, and we are having a Bliss Bootacular on Saturday, October the 30th from 7 to 10:30 p.m. here at Bliss. It's $25. Please go online and book your ticket. You get food catered by Country Chic Cuisine, Miss Facia Smith herself. It will be DJ'd by DJ House, and it will be broadcast live on digital radio, WQTS, at the same time throughout the entire night. You can enter our costume contest, which of course has some amazing prizes for the first and second place winner. And your ticket also gets you a raffle ticket. We're raffling off over $2,000 worth of wonderful prizes. So don't miss out. Go to our website, blissfaceandbody.com. Get your $25 ticket today. So let me show you the rest of our studio. This, of course, is the lobby area where you sit and wait for your services to begin. Here is our makeup studio. Of course, those of y'all who know me know I've been a makeup artist for almost 25 years. And makeup is what we do in this area. After you get your makeup done, you can take your picture up against our selfie wall, which of course is also decked out for Halloween. And if you come into our treatment rooms, this is where our aesthetics begin. So you can get sugared, waxed, you can get lash and brow tints, henna brows, facials, no peel chemical peels, body treatments. We do body scrubs. We do a Bliss Scrub and Mud treatment where your entire body is scrubbed with either your choice of sugar, salt, Himalayan pink salt that is, or coffee. And then we top you off with a toner that I have created myself, which is apple cider based and green tea based, that really helps invigorate the skin with caffeine and other antioxidants. And then we top you off with our Bliss Body Butter. We also do cosmetic teeth whitening, and I mean, the list goes on and on, okay? So a lot of people are asking me these days, well, what is sugaring? And we also do that here in this room. This is treatment room number 2. We also perform individual lash application. So that is lash on lash application with a classic, hybrid, or volume set. And so sugaring, to answer that question, is an ancient form of hair removal that removes hair from the follicle root, and it grows back slower each time. And after your third round of sugaring, the hair grows back a third less each time. It does lead to permanency as well. So we probably do more sugar Brazilians than we do regular Brazilians, but we love a good wax as well. This is our Yoni steam room. As I mentioned, Yoni steaming is also known as bee steaming or vaginal steaming, but the benefits of Yoni steaming are many. And it's more than just vaginal, it is mind, body, and spirit. Here at Bliss, we have a menu of 6 different Yoni steams, and when you purchase them in a bundle, whether they be our basic price of $59 or our custom price of $79, all of the steams in a bundle are $50. And during the month of October, because it is Customer Appreciation Month, those bundles are 50% off, so you can get 3 steams for $25, y'all. They're $75, okay? And so a lot of people ask me, what are the benefits of Yoni steaming? Well, it's cleansing, it's detoxifying, it helps reduce the impact of trauma, sexual trauma. It helps improve sexual health. It helps to regulate your menstrual cycles. It helps to help stimulate your mood, okay? And so this room is a Zen Zone. We don't encourage a lot of talking in this space. And we have 4 thrones, as you see here. Of course, you don't sit on these beautiful flowers. That's for decoration. But you do sit over this area here where the steam and the herbal blend that I've created does steam your vaginal and uterine area. And so they're all 40 minutes. We do affirmations here. We definitely balance the chakras here. We let the singing bowl do what it does, okay, because it's a healing space. And this is where we become very in tune and aligned with our bodies. The herbs that we use here is a wide array of those herbs here. And they range from lemongrass to ashwagandha, which is a mood stabilizer, to mugwort, Egyptian chamomile, dandelion root, rose petal, of course, valerian root. And and even though I have 6 on my menu, that doesn't mean that if you come and talk to me and say, Mimi, I'm having some insomnia, or I'm having migraines, I have a steam for you. I have studied herbs for years now with some amazing herbalists, and I flew to Texas and spent 3 days immersed in learning all about what they do medicinally and for your whole body. So medicinally, physiologically, spiritually. So herbs are very important and they're very healing, okay? So this is our Yoni steam room. And so we have a client in our body contour room right now, but in the body contour room, that's where we do all of our wood therapy, ultrasonic cavitation, ice sculpting, vacuum therapy butt lifting, which is non-invasive butt lifting, okay? Not the kind you go under the knife to get, okay? But the effects are just the same, and those are all sold in packages. You want to get them in packages of 6 or more so that you can really see your effects and the permanency of them. So that's Bliss in a nutshell.
Well, this is an absolutely fabulous space, and so we really appreciate you taking us around and letting us get to see it and really enjoy and explore. But there's so much more to beauty than hair, and so we're so glad that you're sharing with us, different things that people may or may not have experienced before.
And I'm thankful that you gave me an opportunity to share this platform with other beauty pros. So thank you, Miki.
Yeah, absolutely. Yes, well, thank you so much. And it's like, thank you everyone for joining us, and we will see you next week. So keep reaching for the stars. This is Miki Wright with BeautySuperstars.com, your pricing strategist. So take good care.